Similar to ellipses and circles, we can work backwards to find equations of hyperbolas as well. So we know we need the center, and we need to know what A and B equal. So in this case, we are given that the foci of a hyperbola are at 2, 5, so we'll plot those, 2, 5, and negative 6, 5. So these are our foci. We know the center is going to be exactly halfway between those. So from negative 6 to 2, that is 8 apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which means half of that is 4. So count over 4. There's your center. And double check yourself. If we count right 4, we land on the one foci. Left 4, we land on the other. So we know our center is at negative 2, 5. So right away, we can write a lot of our equation. Since the foci are in a horizontal line, we know that this would be a horizontal hyperbola, which means the x will come first. We also know we're going to have fractions for our hyperbola, and we know there's a minus in between. Parentheses with the square outside, parentheses with the square outside, we know it equals 1. So just from knowing it's horizontal, we can come up with all of this. Now we can plug our center in. Negative 2 for x, so plus 2 in the equation, minus 5 for y. So now we need to figure out our A and B. From this transverse axis, the transverse axis is the distance between the vertices. So that means if vertice to vertice is 4, then 2a equals 4. So like similar to an ellipse is when you're given the major axis, for a transverse axis, that means you're given 2a. So divide by 2, and we know a equals 2. So in our graph, if we want to finish it up, count right 2, left 2 for our vertices. So we know the graph's going to look something like this. I don't have the asymptotes in now, but the graph is just to help us with the equation. So a always comes first, so if a is 2, then a squared is 4. And now, similar to ellipses, we need to find the v value. So we have our equation, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We know a is 2, so a squared is 4. And then we also know c. It's not explicitly given to us, but c is the distance from the center to the foci, just like it was for ellipses. So if we count over, the distance from the center to that foci, either way, is 4 units. So if c is 4, then c squared is 16. So just solve this really quick. Subtract the 4 over. B squared is 12, which means b will just be the square root of 12. So in the equation, you square it. We put a 12 in place of b. And that's it. We have our equation for a hyperbola.